Bioshock Infinite Remastered is the first remastered game I've ever played that didn't seem to include any remastering. Have I showed my hand too soon? Well, fuck it, we're marching on regardless. Easily one of the more pretty, albeit linear games on PS3, the PS4 version has a small problem where the models occasionally look like they've been lifted straight from System Shock 2. And while this didn't happen often, I was surprised to see things that had impressed me in 2013 suddenly look disappointing just 3 years later. I didn't think my standards had gone up that much. Those details aside, what is the game like to play? The answer is, exactly the fucking same. You could easily be forgiven for thinking it was a last generation game after you've been playing for around 30 minutes and find yourself sucked in all over again. Because even though this is identical to the original, that game was great. But did I really need a second copy that basically added nothing but DLC? Okay, I wasn't going to buy any of the added content, but that's because I don't care. Despite being fairly linear overall, I don't mind it in the least. There's a valid enough reason that you couldn't just pick any direction and go, and I only found myself held back by the standard knee-high wall of rubble on one or two occasions. Booker does have an annoying habit of jumping down off the Skyline rail system only to inconveniently do a little bounce right off whatever platform you were aiming for straight into a trust test with gravity. And gravity never had any intention of helping. This would be a problem if the game didn't immediately plonk you down safely within 3 seconds of falling with no apparent disappointment from the game itself. It just seems eager to thrust you straight back into the action, half baffled by the fact that you were sure you just died, all risk removed and given to Dark Souls. But then, Bioshock 1 was similar, and in a way, the first game is Infinite's biggest problem. Yes, Infinite is a sleeker design with tighter and more intuitive controls, but Bioshock, the first Bioshock, ran its course and hit you in the face with its big twist all in one go, totally changing the protagonist's life in just a few sentences. But in Infinite, eagle-eyed listeners have enough little bits and pieces of info to start guessing at what's going on. You learn that Elizabeth can open doorways to new realities minutes after first seeing her, and the villain Comstock is clearly desperate to tell all, constantly hinting at a prior knowledge of Booker. It's only subtle until it's happened like 35 times, then it can start to become clear. The twist isn't really a great revelation, as much as a couple of raised eyebrows and a mild feeling of smugness. Maybe it's unfair to judge Infinite alongside its big daddy, but I just can't help it. If they'd maybe just remastered the first game with Infinite's chassis underneath, I'd have probably been on board with that. But at 3 years old, did Infinite really merit a remastering? I don't think so. To me, re-releasing a game within 3 years and labelling it remastered feels like someone trying to sell me back my own car at full price because they fitted some new tyres. Yeah, there might be some changes, but after a few minutes you'd never know the difference. Like giving someone with anterograde amnesia a sex change. I'd like to take a minute to thank all of my subscribers for helping me get to my first 100, and to all the new subscribers, I hope you actually find something here to entertain you. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.